Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boschman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive Podcast. In this episode, we're going to take a look at your forecast for June 2021. So what I'm going to do is, first and foremost, I'm going to break down the energies and the numerology for the collective that could come up and surface in June. And then I'm going to dive deeper into your personal life path number. So before we get started, I just want to mention that this is, of course, a general reading. If you would like a personalized reading, please book some time with me. My information is in the description box below. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. So the month of June collectively is a universal 11-2 energy. So this is going to be a time for pronounced intuitive insights and strengthening of intuitive and psychic abilities. So you may feel the pull this month to really tune into your own inner compass for guidance. Dreams can be especially vivid and intense during this cycle, so pay close attention to what comes up for you in your dreamscapes. And that can also be in daydreams. So they may hold valuable messages for you. And so it's very beneficial for you to spend some time with those dreams. And again, even your daydreams, if you journal about them, kind of feel into them and see what messages they may hold for you. If you are struggling with deciphering that message, and you'd like some assistance, I do offer dream interpretation. So just book some time with me and let's explore further. So this month we may find collectively that our emotions are particularly heightened during this cycle. So this isn't necessarily a good or a bad thing. It just simply is a reminder that we are emotional beings, and if something's coming in strongly for us this month, happy or sad, what we feel may be good or bad emotionally, then it's because it's asking to be truly felt and experienced. So avoidance will not work here, and this will give you an opportunity to remember that through the emotions that are meant to be felt, that whole range of emotions, they are not meant to control us or completely derail us, but they are meant to be felt and worked through and wisdom pulled from them, right? From that experience. So if you feel hyper emotional this month, work on ways to feel the emotion without losing yourself within it or without staying sort of trapped within it, if that makes sense. Give yourself the time and the space and the grace to be able to feel what comes up for you, but don't get trapped there. Find your center and then continue to find your way back to it when things begin to feel a little too intense, okay? Not saying that if things get intense, you should fall into avoidance mode, because sometimes it's going to feel intense, but if you feel like you start to get trapped within your emotions or your emotions become more in control of the situation, then that's a time that's your indicator to come back to your center, to find your balance. So you may feel a tremendous amount of joy and happiness this month. And if so, fully immerse yourself within that rather than sort of shaming yourself for feeling so good. Sometimes we have a tendency to do that. You do deserve to experience the joys in life. It doesn't always need to be about lessons, soul growth, and work. So there's plenty of beautiful soul growth to be had through enjoyment and bliss. This month, if an emotion surfaces for you, allow yourself the space, the time to feel through it without shame or judgment. Too often, we and society tend to shame those who give themselves the opportunity to feel an emotion or express an emotion. So I think this month it's going to come in pretty strongly. Those emotions that need to be felt and dealt with. And even those emotions that we don't allow ourselves to feel when it comes to happiness, joy, celebration, gratitude, whatever the case may be. So if there's an emotion that you have been tucking under the rug or not allowing yourself to fully experience, whether it's good or bad. Not that there are necessarily bad emotions, but you know what I'm saying. This is going to be a month where I think we're going to have an opportunity to really feel into them and, again, move through them in a way where we're not in avoidance. This is also going to be a month for decisive action. So this can feel a little bit uncomfortable if you're someone who is often indecisive. So sudden events may require very distinctive, decisive action on your part. So this is going to be a time to trust yourself and trust your inner guidance. Pay attention to your mindset and the attitudes around circumstances that surface for you, and try to determine how a shift within those perspectives could produce for you a more desirable result in the future with those decisions that you make today. So if you're capable of channeling those energies into something more positive and worthwhile, then you can really accomplish more now in this 11-2 cycle than in any other cycle that we experience. Master energy, which 11-2 is master level energy, equals master accomplishments if we work with the energy. So this month, when things come up for you, the thing to remember is, am I avoiding this for some reason? And if I am, why am I avoiding it? And that can, again, be about emotions, difficult conversations, decisions that need to be made, whatever comes up for you. If you find yourself in avoidance mode, then that is a big indicator for you that you need to pause and find ways to face it head on, deal with it, and make those important decisions, those elevated decisions that are going to help promote something much more beneficial for you in the future and in the days to come, in the days, the months, the weeks, and years to come. So this is a big month. This is a big energy. And so again, it's always what we choose to do with it, but I anticipate that we'll be feeling some master level energy surface this month, and we'll have some opportunities to really master those energies in the way that we are capable of doing so in this time, at this time. So, all right, so let's go ahead and get into your particular life path number. Okay, 22 fours. So I pulled an animal spirit card for you all to see what the overall energy for the month could be for you. And it's interesting because I really feel like you guys got this last month. I could be wrong, but as soon as I pulled the card, I was like, this sounds familiar for 22s. Anyway, you got Sandpiper Spirit, and Sandpiper's message is be playful. And so this is great energy for 22s. 22s, you're often, the workaholics. You can be very practical and very, disciplined and dedicated and all those beautiful, responsible, action-oriented words. And so I do feel like this month is going to be highlighted for you. The reminder to play, to just chill, to take some of the pressure off, find ways to release the pressure, and just find ways for to relax and rejuvenate, and to do that with people and, people that you love and doing things that you love. I think that's going to be really, really important for your own sanity this month. And so, if you find things getting overwhelming or too intense, or you're just working too much, or whatever the case may be, just remember Sandpiper, because Sandpiper is letting you know that the more that you can find your peace, your joy, your childlike energy, the easier and more comfortable the energy will be this month for you, right? And the easier the experience will be. It's like we create these stories in our heads that like, this is the deadline and this has to happen, and if it doesn't happen, then the whole world will end, right? And there's very few jobs where that's actually the case, right? And so just put things into perspective, become the observer, and just see, where can I spend more time with family? Where can I spend more time self-soothing and self-nurturing and taking time out for myself, or spending it with people that I love? And, because it's true, you won't get that time back. And how do you want to spend that time? With people you love, doing things that you love, or, meeting deadlines and meeting numbers for people who really will replace you if they need to. So that's the message for the that's the energy for the overall month for 22s. I will mention also, make sure that you watch the reading for the 4s, because that is ultimately, of course, your life path number. The 22 energy is an extension of that energy. Okay, so I broke the month down into 4 weeks, and right out of the gate, first week out of the month, I can see where you're asking to sort of embody Sandpiper's energy and play more. This is the time where it's like, maybe you can take a family vacation, maybe you can have a family staycation, maybe you can just do something that you just really enjoy doing, like whatever that may be, whatever hobby. Maybe you can just take time off from work and just focus on that hobby, doing something that you really, really love. This is definitely a time that's asking you to drop into your feminine energy more and slow things down. Like, just relax more. Find your quiet, and it doesn't necessarily have to be quiet. Maybe you just, what you love has to do with like music or singing or whatever. It's just really find ways this first week to incorporate the joy as much as possible and doing the things that you really love to do. I think if you can do that, then you will find your balance and your equilibrium much more easily than if you were just to continue with nose to the grindstone. Second week of the month, it's interesting because I'm definitely just seeing the word delegate. And so this is a time where it's like, I can see how like 22s and also 4s really get caught up in that energy of like, okay, I need to do this myself. Like, I need to be independent with this. I need to make this happen. Like, and we put so much pressure on ourselves to do that when we can't do that because we're not meant to do that, we're not meant to be an island, we get really frustrated and down on ourselves. And we just kind of get, overwhelmed, but we don't always know why we're overwhelmed. But a lot of times it's because we're trying to do it all ourselves. And so I'm just really getting this energy this second week to delegate and to not try to like force yourself to do everything on your own. Because even if you do that and you get to the destination, which you will, but it'll be much more challenging. Once you get to the destination, there's not a whole lot of celebration or excitement in that, because you did it all by yourself. So there's nobody to really celebrate with, right? Like, nobody understands the journey because they weren't on the journey with you. You were doing it all yourself. And so I just feel like the more that you can delegate, the more that you can work with others on whatever this is. And this can be home life, like with your family, that sort of thing too. It's like, if you're somebody who just tries to do all of everything at home, and then you get resentful because nobody's helping, but are you allowing other people to help? That's the question. And so I just get this energy of like, the more that you can share the journey and share the workload, the more that the more people you'll have to celebrate when the work is done, right? So it's like definitely seeing this energy around camaraderie, like working together, collaboration, yeah, and it's not necessarily about like delegating and you being the leader. It's really this energy about delegating and working with the people to get the job done. So, and again, that doesn't have to be just around like work and career. It can be around like family life and that environment as well. But ultimately, the message is the quicker that you can delegate to get the work done, the quicker you'll have time to play and be creative and get those creative life juice forces, moving from within. So third week, we have this really beautiful energy of celebration of a new adventure coming up for you. So you may be, buying a new house or buying some land or going on a travel adventure or something like that. Definitely seeing that play energy come in strongly this week as well. This also would be a great time for a vacation, going and seeing something new or experiencing something new that you haven't experienced before, and doing it with people that you enjoy being around, right? So this feels very like effortless energy. You just have to say yes to it and then make it happen, It's like, and don't shame yourself for experiencing the joy, but seeing a lot of celebration come up or a lot of reason for celebration this week. and yeah, just having fun with the people that you enjoy having fun with. And I do feel like in doing that, you'll get inspiration for new ideas and new things to do in the future. So it's not time wasted. It never is. Even if inspiration or ideas don't come in, it's not time wasted. So enjoy it. Then the fourth week for you all, I'm seeing I'm definitely seeing some kind of like vision for the future or inspiration coming in for you pretty strongly, actually, very creative energy. And what's interesting for that is I feel like the more that you can play and just be uninhibited this month, the more sort of pronounced this inspiration will be for you, or the more detailed the vision will be when it does come in. Because when we can play and let our defenses down, then we open the floodgates for the creation, the creativity to come through. And so I do see this fourth week you having some really, really profound insights, which makes sense because we are in collectively an 11-2 energy. I see a lot of insights coming in for you, but I also see some of that self-doubt coming in that can often plague a 22. So make sure that if there's some big ideas coming in for you, that you immediately don't go to that self-sabotaging phase, right? That if the self-sabotaging comes up for you, that you nip that in the bud as quickly as possible, because whatever is coming in for you through that playful energy this month is quite profound and will lead to some beautiful growth in the future. So this is really the epitome of 22-4 energy, that you guys are the master builders. What you want to build comes through the creative process, comes through those creative inspirations and ideas coming in. So I see that coming in really, really strongly for you all, but just be careful of any self-doubt that comes in. This is a time to trust yourself, to not second guess yourself. And if you do second guess yourself, ask yourself why you are second guessing yourself, because that's going to lead to you be able to work through whatever that is so that you're no longer impeding on your progress, right? On what it is that you want to create, what it is that you want to build. So beautiful, beautiful energy this month for you all. I love it. Just the key is just remind yourself to be playful. And I'm a 4. I mean, I know how it's like sometimes we have to really encourage ourselves to be playful. We have to like get out of the work mode or whatever it is and just, again, lean into that more feminine energy of play, of surrender, of stillness. And even if we have to just continuously remind ourselves to do it so that we can kind of retrain our brains to get there. But yeah, so the more that you can play this month, the more that you can create this month and just enjoy yourself, I think you're going to be surprised at all of the beautiful insights that come in for you, with the beautiful visions and ideas for the future. So enjoy this energy, 22s, and try to embrace it as much as possible. Take care, everyone. I will see you again soon. Bye for now.